All right, so the market's been grinding to the upside for quite some time. It's now 6 weeks plus of gains. So the question is can we get more upside? And you might be wondering about this. And statistically, I would say you're getting stretched. And as we take a look at just kind of the overall market right here, I'm just going to take a look at the SPY, just a little bit easier for concept. If we count the bars, what you'll see is you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 weeks of upside. The 6 weeks of upside, statistically speaking, you're kind of at the tail end of things. It doesn't mean you're going to not continue to move higher, but I'm saying for the week, when you look at the week's bracket, you're probably due for a red day. If you back up and look at some of the other terms where we had some green bars, so again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you got 3 bars here. So even though we continue to move higher in this realm, you can see all the bars there. You still had a couple of red bars. So you're kind of due for a 1 week of redness, even though you might still continue to move higher. And that's what I think might happen. You're also coming in right here at the resistance level. When we're looking at the SPY chart, that pulls us actually all the way over here to previous resistance zones as well. But again, trying to find 6 bars, it's very tough. 2, 4. You got 4 here. So finding that 6 in a row is very tough. So I will say you're probably due for a red week sometime soon. But obviously anything can happen. I mean, this market could go up 20 bars in a row week after week. So from a weekly basis, that's kind of what I'm looking at. If you start looking at also the QQQs, you've got 2, 4, 5, 6 as well in there. And you've got, which is a little more tech heavy. IWM isn't doing as well in that respect, but still moving kind of back into this upside zone. If we take a look at some of the stocks and just what's going on here, I'll just show you when we're looking at Microsoft here. Apple, IBM, Amazon, Google, all doing fairly well today as the market continues to press higher. Let's take a look at some of the other ones like Uber, Amazon. Here's Microsoft. Let's look at the Zillow zone. Let me check out Zillow and see some of the other stocks here that we've got, or maybe Pinterest. Let's see if we can pull some of those related companies to Pinterest, Snap, Meta, Etsy. Even Etsy, you see it's starting to pull to the upside. And that's one of the interesting things is that when we start looking at stuff like Etsy, they're starting to curve and turn around here, especially on the daily. So we've been going down for quite a while, and I've got these little red bars to show you that we're kind of trending down. It's a little bit different than a moving average because it's showing you as the bars are heading higher, it'll go green. And what you'll find is that this part right here, we're actually starting to curve and start to move back to the upside. And if you look at the weekly here as well, we're starting to make that shift to getting back above there to curve back to the upside. So stocks like this is really interesting. Same with Zillow here. It was on my list. I traded this in a live account. All of these here, take a look, also starting to make some headway. Square did phenomenal this recent, especially with Uber and Roku. I mean, just looking at these companies, they're really pressing into the spotlight. Netflix has been down a little bit the last couple of days. But nevertheless, you can see from a daily basis, this stock's been doing quite well. And checking out this line of resistance right here, you're coming right into those zones where this stock had some trouble, and that's kind of to be expected to get a slight pullback, especially after a run like this with an angle and acceleration of, what is that, like a 45-degree angle? That's pretty high and heavy, so a little rollover is probably to be expected. Anyways, so overall, I would say watch out for next week. Next week's kind of, you're kind of coming right into SPY, possible resistance. What I think could happen is you might actually get a little spike up in the beginning of the week, and then you could pull back and roll over. But I'm just saying just for the week. If we look at the actual day-to-day operations on the weekly bar, it's still moving up. And I think right now, from a bad case scenario, you could just come back here to come back to a moving average for a bit, and then the market could keep heading higher. Overall, it's been fairly strong, and it's been looking fairly good. So when we really look at the stocks, they have been strong, and that's pretty good. But you are, in some cases right now, right at resistance. And that's where this problem lies, where you could get a little bit of a red week coming up. And that's where I think you need to be a little bit more mindful and careful. Other than that, I mean, just use your brain, think about things, how things are progressing, evolving, and manage your risk, position sizes, and those kinds of things. Spread your money, spread your capital, and you should be okay. Anyways, thanks for joining me. Truly appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of the week ahead. Check out our website, tradersfly.com, as well as criticalcharts.com. And there's plenty to learn on those websites, absolutely free as well, along with some paid and premium courses in there. And I will see you in the next video. Take care.